Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 27 and 28th of November 2020. You can see here the two best images of the day, but this is combinedly current affairs of the 27 and 28th of November. Remember, it is not only 28th, we are combining the 27 and the 28th of November. And in today's video, we will discussing the two current affairs and discussing the very important 8 to 9 and most important current affairs of the day. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that you can subscribe our Affairs Cloud with two methods. One is affairscloud.com/current affair. It means you can directly visit our website, and second, you can directly go to the description box of this video. There is a link of subscription. You can subscribe from there also. What you will get in the subscription? You will get the daily PDF, and in the daily PDF there will be two PDF. One is the theoretical current affair, one is the question and answer PDF of the day. Next is weekly PDF, all the current affairs, theoretical current affairs arranged according to the weeks. Next is the weekly test. That is again important, guys, because it is very important to evaluate yourself that you can retain the current affairs or not. Next is the monthly PDF, and it is most important section of the full month PDF, because in the monthly PDF section we are providing you 5 PDFs. One is related to the theoretical current affairs of the month. Second is related to the all the theoretical current affairs converted into the question and answer format, so that you can revise and retain the current affair for long time period. Next is the pocket PDF. It is very important before your exam because you can revise current affairs very quickly. Next is the banking, finance and the economy PDF. It is very important for those aspirants who are preparing for the banking exam. And next is the question and answer PDF top 100. It means top 100 current affairs of the month will be provided in the form of question and answer. That is very useful. And guys, this all things come at very minimal cost. If you see the price, you will definitely surprise. And these current affairs are provided in Hindi as well as in English. So all things are provided at very minimal cost, and on that minimal cost, we are providing you 10% extra discount. If you use this code, that is ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount on that minimal cost. So let's start today's current affair, that is 27 and 28th of November combinedly. And here's the first question. Thawarchand Gehlot inaugurated Garima Greh in which state? Thawarchand Gehlot inaugurated Garima Greh in which state? Mark under the very important. Now, most important thing in this question is the Garima Greh. And Thawarchand Gehlot, that is Minister of which department? Firstly, I am telling you that Thawarchand Gehlot holds which department? That Thawarchand Gehlot holds Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It means this Garima Greh is basically related to the social justice or the empowerment. Now, Garima Greh is basically related to a shelter home for transgender persons. Remember, a shelter home for transgender persons. And this was inaugurated in Gujarat. This was inaugurated in Gujarat. Remember, this is very important. And one NGO was also there. That was the Lakshya Trust. But no need to remember. Just remember Garima Greh. What is this? This is a shelter home for transgenders. And it is a community-based organization entirely run by the transgenders to provide shelter to transgender persons with basic amenities like shelter, food, medical, and the recreational facilities. This Lakshya Trust will provide these type of the things to the transgenders in Gujarat. So this shelter home started in Gujarat. Thawarchand Gehlot also launched National Portal for Transgender Persons. National Portal for Transgender Persons. So the transgenders of all Pan India can apply online for the certificate of the identity card to transgender persons without visiting office or any physical interface, because they are facing so much difficulty in the physical interface. That's why they are providing the online facility to apply this certificate or any type of the identity card to the transgender persons without visiting office or any physical interface. So there are two things in this news. One is the Garima Greh, that is in Gujarat. It is a shelter home for transgender person. Second takeaway point is the National Portal for Transgender Person was inaugurated by Thawarchand Gehlot because he is currently Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. These three things, guys, are very important. And if you are talking about the Garima Greh in Gujarat, it was inaugurated in Vadodara. It was inaugurated in Vadodara. Exact place, if they are asking, then you can mark the Vadodara. Vadodara is the right answer. So remember these things because these are very important things. So you can also see in the image that Thawarchand Gehlot launched two things. One is the National Portal for Transgender Person. Second is the Garima Grah Shelter Home for the Transgender Person. This is Shri Thawarchand Gehlot. Remember this. This is very important, guys. Mark under the very important section. National Portal for the Transgender Persons. Garima Grah. क्या होता है? What is Garima Grah? You can also understand from that. It is provided to Pan India online applying facility to a certificate and identity card to the transgender person without visiting office and the physical. Already all things I discussed with you. Now move on to our next question. India and which country signed MOU for developing cooperation in the field of environmental protection and biodiversity conservation? Because there is so much need to protect the environment and the biological diversity. So that's why India signed a pact with one country for developing these things like conservation and protection of the environment and the biological diversity. So guys, tell me answer. Which country or India signed with which country that India and that country will protect the environment of both the countries. And this pact is signed with the Finland. So remember, this pact is signed with the Finland. Finland is very important country. That is capital is Helsinki. So remember, capital is Helsinki and currency is euro. Currency is euro. Who is the prime minister? That is the Sanna Merela. Remember, Sanna Merela. Mirella. Sanna Merela is the prime minister of Finland. So remember this thing. No need to remember any other thing rather than this question. Just remember the question as same as I converted the theoretical portion into the question and answer format. So mark under the important section if you want. Otherwise it is not so much important question, but it is related to environment protection. So that's why you can cover under important section. So you can see here that is Sanna Merina, but second person here is the Prakash Javadekar. Prakash Javadekar, because he is currently the Minister of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change. Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate Change. Remember this. Now, next question, mark under the very important section. Indian Navy hosted the 27th edition of SIMBEX 2020. This exercise in between India and which country? I am talking about SIMBEX, not the SITMEX. Remember this. I am not talking about SITMEX. It is SIMBEX. Only one word is changed. Basically, two words is changed. That is MB. So remember, this SIMBEX is between India and Singapore. That is SI, basically S stands for Singapore, I stands for India, Maritime Bilateral Exercise. This is the basically full form of the SIMBEX 2020 and it is in between India and Singapore. Now SITMEX is between Singapore, India and Thailand. Remember, Singapore, India and Thailand, and it is a SITMEX, and SIMBEX, India and Singapore. And it is the 27th edition of India and Singapore bilateral exercise conducted in Andaman Sea. Remember this, this is important. Move to our next question. Ministry of Environment approves 1100 crore for Song Dam drinking water project in which state? Now, most important keyword is this Song Dam. Song Dam. And guys, this Song Dam is on Song River. Song River. And this river is in Uttarakhand, and specific place in Uttarakhand is Dehradun. Remember, Song is one of the largest rivers that drain in the Doon Valley of the Dehradun. Remember, so it is the Uttarakhand, and where it is situated, that is the Song Dam. And center government, that is the Ministry of Environment, approves 1100 crore for the Song Dam drinking water project in which state? That is the Uttarakhand. It means they just want to provide a specific drinking water, that is the specific quality and the quantity drinking water to the Uttarakhand state, especially for the Dehradun citizens. Remember this. Now you can see here the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, that is Trivendra Singh Rawat, and center government is providing so much amount of money, that is 1100 crore. And who is currently Union Minister of Environment? Union Minister of Environment is Prakash Javadekar. I already covered this point in the last question. You can also see here, the project is aimed to provide 24 hours drinking water to the city of Dehradun, specifically city of Dehradun. And it is to help the revival of the river Rispana, which is a tributary of river Song. So remember, if you belongs to Uttarakhand, then this is very important that which type of the river or which river Uttarakhand state want to revive, that is the river Rispana, and it is a tributary of the river Song. And dam is about 148 meter high, and the capability to generate power is the 6 megawatt. Remember this. And Song is the one of the largest river, I already told you, in the Doon Valley, traversing 190 kilometer. That is the one of the largest river in the which drain in the Doon Valley. It is a tributary of Suswa River, which is turn is a tributary of the Ganga. So ultimately, these all are the tributaries of the Ganga. But no need to remember this so much information. Just remember, it river Song is in Uttarakhand, Song Dam is in Uttarakhand, and it can be used for the drinking water problems. It can be used for the drinking water to solve the drinking water problems. This is the main important point. So Uttarakhand, guys, state is very important. Again, the national parks in Uttarakhand are very important. Uttarakhand, there is a Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand. Jim Corbett National Park. Rajaji National Park is also in Uttarakhand. Remember Jim Corbett, that is the one of the oldest national park in India. And the next is the Rajaji National Park. Very important national parks. There is a Valley of Flowers National Park is also in Uttarakhand. Valley of Flowers. So these are three: Jim Corbett, Rajaji, and Valley of Flowers. Move to next question. Which bank in Uttarakhand? And one more important thing in the last question, Asan or the Asan Conservation Reserve is the first conservation reserve of Uttarakhand. Remember, first conservation reserve of Uttarakhand. And recently it become the wetland, one of the Ramsar site of the India. Remember, Asan Conservation Reserve is in Uttarakhand. Yes, next question. Which bank in partnership with Worldline launched SMS Pay functionally on POS terminals? It means if you don't have card, then you can pay the whole amount by the SMS Pay function. And this scheme or this function is started by which bank? Yes Bank, guys. Which bank? Yes Bank. It means if you don't have any type of the physical card, then by the SMS Pay function, you can pay the whole amount by the SMS. This is the main function of this SMS Pay functionality. And this is with the partnership of the Worldline. This is with the partnership of the Worldline. It is basically, you can say, the France-based company who basically started this type of the function in the France. But now they are collaborating with the Yes Bank. Now they are starting in India also with the collaboration of the Yes Bank. And this allows merchant to accept contactless and remote payments from their customers and also enables customer to transact safely. So remember this, Yes Bank. And you can see here, Yes Bank in partnership with the Worldline launches SMS Pay remote payment service for merchants. And this allows merchant to accept contactless remote payments from their customers and also enables customer to transact safely. SMS Pay provides an alternative channel of payment acceptance for the merchants at zero incremental cost. And no charges will be levied on the customer point of view. It enables the shopkeepers and merchant to request payment against invoices by entering the amount and contact details of the customer on their POS machines. An SMS is sent to the mobile number of the customer with a payment link, enabling them to pay safely through their domestic debit and the credit card. It means on the mobile, if your you know the debit card number or the credit card number, then with the SMS link, you can basically complete the transaction which was sent by the, you can say, the shopkeeper or the merchant. So this is important, and this time this bank is the Yes Bank. Now there are 2 or 3 things are very important in the Yes Bank. Like it was started in 2004 or incorporated in 2004, you can say. Headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Managing director and CEO of the Yes Bank is Prashant Kumar. That is very important because Yes Bank was in recession recently. Prashant Kumar. But SBI and the other banks saved Yes Bank, so it is very important. Prashant Kumar, remember, Managing Director and CEO. And what is the tagline? Experience our expertise. Remember, experience our expertise. That is the basic tagline of the Yes Bank. Move to next question. Razorpay, in partnership with which card provider company, launched first of its kind Razorpay X corporate cards? It means specifically they are providing the card for the corporate persons. And it is the most important question because this company is the Razorpay. That's why this question is most important. And under this card, there is a limit of 20 lakh rupees. It means they are providing the up to 20 lakh rupees limits. And a offer of credit limit up to 20 lakh, a higher limit when compared to other corporate and the personal cards. And it is also can be used for the startups, guys. It can also be used for the startups and even for the small and medium sized enterprises who are severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And this time, this agreement is started by which card company? This is the Visa. Remember, this card company is the Visa. Remember, Razorpay X corporate cards. It is especially for the corporates, MSMEs, or you can say the startups, because they are severely affected by the COVID-19. So remember this. This is important question, and even you can mark under the most important section. And there is a Razorpay. Razorpay company belongs to Bengaluru, Karnataka. Founder is Harshil Mathur. Harshil Mathur. You can remember if you want, but not so much important, but you can remember who founded this. Basically, he was co-founder, not the actual founder. Chief Executive Officer is Harshil Mehta. And what about Visa? Visa is again important. Headquarter is California, United States of America, California. And who's the chairman and CEO? That is Alfred Kelly. Remember, Alfred Kelly. He is currently the chairman and the CEO of the Visa. You can see here, Razorpay partnered with the Visa to launch Razorpay X corporate card to help small business owners. Move to next question. You can also see in the there in the slide, Razorpay in partnership with Visa launched the first of its kind card, Razorpay X corporate card for Indian entrepreneurs. The card provides business owner with access to secure payment and financing and improved cash flows, because they are providing up to 20 lakh rupees. The bank issued cards help to provide relief and stabilize the financial operation of the business owners of the startups and MSMEs, and who are severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Remember this. Move to next question. Which Malayalam film is selected as India's official entry for Oscar 2021? And it is very important question. And I am talking about Malayalam film which is selected as India's official entry for Oscar 2021. It means it is not selected yet. It is just a entry in the Oscar 2021. And after that, they can nominate this movie and they can even enter in the finals also. So it is India's official entry for Oscar 2021. And the movie name is Jallikattu. Remember, Jallikattu, that is very famous name in the south, and it is basically a bullfight. Jallikattu, the Malayalam film, is selected as India's official entry for Oscar 2021. You can also see here the image of the Jallikattu, and here is a bull. It is a Malayalam feature, Jallikattu, India's official entry for Oscar 2021. You can see here the Malayalam film Jallikattu, directed by Lizo Jos Pellicetti. Remember the name who directed this movie. Lizo Jos. Just remember these two initials. Lizo Jos. It has been selected as India's official entry for an international feature film category. So it means it is selected under the international feature film category. The film about a tribe of men coming together to stop a bull that has run amok in their village is based on a short story of Harish. Very famous Malayalam writer. The film name is derived from the popular yet controversial bull taming event from the south. And this person Harish is very important, guys. Why it is important? Because his recently written novel, that is Misha, was converted into English, and English name is the Mustache. So remember, Mustache or the Mustache, that is the English name of the novel Misha, and it is written by the Harish, S. Harish. And remember, the film name is derived from the popular yet controversial bull taming event from the south. I already covered this point. So remember the Jallikattu. Move to next question. Who is elected as a new chairman of International Cricket Council? Guys, it is the most important question. Mark under the most important section, that who is elected as the new chairman of International Cricket Council. Earlier it was Shashank Manohar. But now the new chairman will be Greg Barclay. Remember, Greg Barclay is currently, or you can say the appointed as new chairman of International Cricket Council. This is very important. Who is the chief executive officer of the International Cricket Council? That is Manu Sahni. Remember, who is the CEO of International Cricket Council? That is Manu Sahni. Who is the new chairman? That is the Greg Barclay. Earlier it was Shashank Manohar. These are the 2 or 3 things you have to remember. I am repeating again. Who is the new chairman? That is Greg Barclay. Old chairman, that is Shashank Manohar. And chairman, that is the CEO is the Manu Sahni. CEO is Manu Sahni. Remember, and where is the headquarter of ICC? Already, I think every student know, that is in Dubai. International Cricket Council. You can see here New Zealand Greg Barclay, new chairman of International Cricket Council. He is a basically commercial lawyer by trade, as served as the director of New Zealand Cricket since 2012. He was a director of 2015 Men's World Cup held in Australia and in New Zealand also. So remember the name Greg Barclay. I am repeated 5 to 6 times. On to next question. Which country successfully test fired Zircon hypersonic cruise missile in White Sea? In the White Sea, test fired Zircon, or T is silent basically, Zircon, yeah, Zircon hypersonic cruise missile in White Sea. Very important question. Just remember the name of the missile, that is the Zircon, and it was basically test fired by Russia. It is test fired by Russia. All know capital is Moscow, currency is the ruble. Currency is ruble. That is the Russian ruble. And remember Zircon. You can also see here the image. This is the missile, and Russia successfully test launches Zircon supersonic cruise missile in the Arctic Sea or the White Sea. Remember this. This is very important. And the total you can say the range is the 450 kilometer. 450 kilometer, and the missile can exceed up to 2000 kilometer. Up to 2000 kilometer. The sea target is almost 450 kilometer, but it can exceed up to 2000 kilometer. This is again a new type of the missile, that earlier it range is 450 kilometer, but exceeds almost 3 times, almost even 3 times of the earlier range. Move to next question. United Nations World Food Programme signed a letter of understanding with which state for the proposed participation to achieve food and the nutritional security goals, so that the state can achieve the food and the nutrition security goals. And this time this organization is United Nations World Food Programme, who already won which Nobel Prize? Yes, I will tell you who won Nobel Prize in Peace 2020. Remember, this is very important and the most important. Who won Nobel Prize in Peace? That question will come definitely. United Nations World Food Programme won 2020 Nobel Peace Prize, and this state under which it was signed, that is the Rajasthan. Remember, Rajasthan. To achieve the food and the nutritional security goals, United Nations will provide the assistance so that the state can achieve these type of the targets. So very important, very important. Even they will provide the school education, they will provide the rural development, tribal regional development, everything, so that these type of the goals can be achieved. So Rajasthan is very famous. Sariska National Park is there. Sariska National Park. Kaladeo-Gana National Park is there in Rajasthan. One more important, Ranthambore National Park is there. Ranthambore National Park, Kaladeo-Gana, Sariska National Park. These are very important national parks in Rajasthan. So remember. And what about World Food Programme? World Food Programme headquarters is in Rome, Italy. It is very important because currently the Peace Prize of 2020 given to World Food Programme, and headquarters is in Rome, Italy. And who is the executive director of World Food Programme? That is the David Beasley. Remember, I am writing the name David Beasley, David Beasley. So remember, David Beasley is the executive director of the World Food Programme. You can also see a letter of understanding signed between Rajasthan government, that is the United Nations Food Board, to achieve food and nutrition security goals. On to next question. 26th of November, National Milk Day 2020. National Milk Day 2020, and it is celebrated on 26th of November 2020, and it is just to celebrate the importance of milk in the life of humans. The day honors the birth anniversary of the you can say the revolutionary founder of the milk, that is Dr. Verghese Kurien, or the Dr. Verghese Kurien. Remember, Dr. Verghese Kurien. I think all you know that he was also known as the milkman of India and father of White Revolution in India. White Revolution is also known as the Operation Flood. Remember. So Verghese Kurien is very important person, and it is the 99th birth anniversary of the Verghese Kurien. 99th birth anniversary of Verghese Kurien, and it is the 26th of November, National Milk Day. Very important, mark under the important section. There is an institute related to the dairy products, that is the National Dairy Development Board. National Dairy Development Board. And the currently chairman is the Dilip Rath. And headquarters is in Anand, Gujarat, because the White Revolution was started with the Anand. That's why it is also known, White Revolution is also known as the Anand of India. Anand of India. And he was also the co-founder of the Amul, Verghese Kurien. So much information in this news. Move to next section, and it is very sad news, and one of my favorite player in the football, that is the Argentina's football legend and the FIFA World Cup winner, Diego Maradona, passed away. Remember, he belongs to which country? As a question point of view, he belongs to Argentina. He belongs to which country, guys? He belongs to Argentina. And under his captaincy, Argentina national football team won the FIFA World Cup in 1986. This is very important. The examiner can ask this type of information, that under his captaincy, when Argentina won the FIFA World Cup, that is in 1986. The match was against West Germany, and by his goals, Argentina won this 1986 FIFA World Cup, and he won the Golden Ball Award in 1986, this World Cup. So remember this. So remember all the things about the Diego Maradona. He belongs to Argentina. You can also see 2 or 3 things here, that under his captaincy, the Argentina team won the Football World Cup in 1986, and he was a coach of Argentina Premier Division club Gimnasia, the La Plata, from 2019 until his death. It means he was currently as a coach of this team. Remember, Argentina Premier Division club Gimnasia. And he was one of the 2 joint winners of the FIFA Player of the 20th Century Award. Remember this information also. Move to next question. Fakir Chand Kohli, industry veteran and first CEO of TCS, passed away. Now, most important here is the first CEO, Chief Executive Officer of TCS, is the Fakir Chand Kohli. Fakir Chand Kohli. Remember this name. If I repeat again, then you can remember, that is Fakir Chand Kohli, who is also known as the father of Indian information technology industry. Remember, I am repeating one important point. Father of Indian information technology, that is father of IT industry. And he passed away just, you can say it is very sad news. And he was the first CEO of the Tata Consultancy Services. He also received the Padam Bhushan Award in 2002. But 2 important things the examiner can ask, that is the first CEO of the TCS. Second, the father of Indian information technology industry, that is the Fakir Chand Kohli. These 2 things are important for you. Move to next question. One-liner important points. This is the next section and the last section. First is the Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan nominated for Nobel Peace Prize 2021. They are nominated, not selected. Remember, because recently 2020 given, so it is it will be awarded in September or October of next year 2021. But they are just nominated for contributing in the diplomatic relation between the 2 countries. So remember, so which 2 personalities? Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, that is Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Next is Elon Musk becomes world's 2nd richest person, that is Bloomberg's billionaire index. Bloomberg billionaire index, and first person is the Jeff Bezos, founder and CEO of the Amazon. Jeff Bezos, founder and CEO of the Amazon. And who is the Elon Musk? Elon Musk is the co-founder and the CEO of the Tesla company. Remember. Next is the 71st Constitution Day, or the Samvidhan Divas, observed on the 26th of November 2020, because our constitution prepared on 26th of November 2020 after 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. Next is the Prime Minister Modi releases book on life of Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikhism. Just remember, not examiner point of view, just it is a information, and it is a very historical day for the Sikhism and whole India. Next, Roch Marc Christian Cobre wins 2nd term as the president of Burkina Faso. So the country here important is the Burkina Faso. This is important, not the name of the president is important. Burkina Faso. Currency is the West African CFA franc. West African CFA franc. And next is the cabinet approved scheme of amalgamation of the Lakshmi Vilas Bank with the DBS Bank India Limited. So remember, Lakshmi Vilas Bank now merged with the DBS Bank India Limited. So this is the one-liner important point. You can remember by the line. That's why the section name is the one-liner important points. And guys, more one-liner important points here are, next is Israel committed its partnership with India's for future with low carbon pollution level. Again, it is information not so much important, but here country is very important. That is Israel. That is Israel. Israel capital is Jerusalem, and currency is Israeli shekel. Remember, Israeli shekel. This is the currency. Next, Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar launched NAFED's Honey FPO program in 5 states. No need to remember. This is just a one-liner point. Next, MOES to launch deep ocean mission in 3-4 months for underwater exploration in Indian Ocean. This is the underwater mission by which ministry? That is, yes guys, underwater Ministry of Earth Sciences. Remember, Ministry of Earth Sciences launches this deep ocean mission in the next 3-4 months, that basically emphasizes underwater exploration of minerals, energy and the marine diversity. So this is the basic target. And just remember one thing, this Union Ministry of Earth Sciences, the Union Ministry is Harshvardhan, and the constituency is Chandni Chowk. Next, Niti Aayog releases mitigation and management of COVID-19 practices from India, states and the UTs. Just remember the name of the report and the Niti Aayog. Next, Prime Minister Modi chaired 33rd Pragati Interaction. 33rd Pragati Interaction. Now here important thing is, what is this Pragati? Pragati means proactive governance and timely implementation. Proactive governance and timely implementation, and this is the 33rd Pragati meeting, which was basically chaired by the Prime Minister Modi ji. Next, National Milk Day, I already told you, that is 26th of November. Remember, 26th November is also a constitutional day, remember. So this is all for today, guys. Please subscribe our channel. All the current affair, all the pending current affairs will be uploaded today itself, and that is 29th and 30 also uploaded. 1st December, 2 days current affair also uploaded. And guys, please press the bell button icon so that you can receive the notification on time. And guys, provide 700 plus likes so that we can make more videos on the different content with your support, because without your support it is not possible. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section, and it is my personal promise that if you are watching the videos and if you are reading the current affairs from the PDFs, then your current affairs section will go strong, because 90% of the current affairs comes from our current affairs. That is our commitment to the current affairs section, and our team is very hardworking for the current affairs section. Thank you guys for watching this video, and take care.